The Department of Public Health and Human Services is pleased to bring you Aging Horizons. Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security, fraud, legal issues, veterans benefits, and caregiving. Aging Horizons is a program dedicated to inform and prepare Montanans on these timely issues, making a difference to you and your loved ones. Here now is today's program host.
Hi folks, today we have another one of those really special shows we're always bringing to you. And we're going to be talking with some folks from the Adaptive Performance Center. And that is a great new service. It's really a gym for veterans and veterans only. And lots of great things that veterans need for support come along with it. So stay tuned.
You've probably seen some big-name celebrities on your TV lately talking about all the Medicare benefits you're missing out on. But the insurance companies who are paying for these ads may be pushing benefits not available in Montana. Fortunately, help is available from a friendly state health insurance assistance program counselor who can help you sort it all out. It's free, and we screen everyone for eligibility regardless of your zip code. It's Montanans helping Montanans. Call today.
This is Bill. He just received his new Medicare card and is following some simple rules to protect himself from fraud. He knows to never give out his Medicare, Social Security, or bank number over the phone. And this is Nancy. She knows that to detect any problems, she always reads her Medicare summary notice or Medicare Advantage EOB to make sure the billing is correct. Both Bill and Nancy know that anything suspicious can be reported to Montana SMP at 1-800-551-3191.
Here in Montana, we love our outdoor activities. Unfortunately, few of them are risk-free. Indeed, Montana is second in the nation per capita in head injuries that can destroy the lives of people we love. That's why you should insist your family always wear protective helmets. But you can do even more. When you fill out your vehicle registration this year, circle the Y and donate $1 to support traumatic brain injury prevention and education. Now that's using the old noggin.
Providing long-term care for someone in need is a labor of love, but it is a labor. Time apart is healthy and necessary both for the caregiver and the person receiving care. It allows each a respite, time to relax and recharge. If you're a long-term caregiver, visit the new Lifespan Respite website. Financial assistance may be available. Respite for caregivers. It's okay to need it. It's okay to want it. It's okay to get it.
Hello everyone and welcome to Aging Horizons, brought to you by the Department of Public Health and Human Services. I'm your host, Kimmy Everman, and we do have a pretty good show for you today, if I say so myself. We know that suicide prevention is really important, and it's especially important among veterans because we see a very high, especially in Montana, a very high rate of suicide among our veterans. And we have a couple of folks with us today who have come up with a great idea about melding mental health and physical fitness to help our veterans live better, happier lives. With us today is Karen Pearson. Karen, nice to see you.
Thank you, Kimmy. Nice to be here.
And we have Mitch Krause. Mitch, nice to see you too.
Nice to see you, Kimmy. Thank you.
Now, Karen, tell us, I was so fortunate to come and have a tour of your facility here in Helena, and I'm amazed. How did this all come about? I'm still amazed.
Well, it is, and it was quite the process. The Adaptive Performance Center is a nonprofit fitness center. Our mission is to eliminate the veteran suicide rate through the use of physical fitness and recreating community. And those two go hand in hand. I had the opportunity, I was a licensed therapist for years. I switched careers into physical fitness, had the opportunity to see people make major life changes in 4 or 5 personal training sessions than they did 10 years on my couch.
Wow.
And so I was also a military wife for over 20 years. And I had the unfortunate opportunity to see all of the things that started happening when our service members started coming back from Iraq and coming back from Afghanistan when the war started. And Mitch and I have always had the belief that physical fitness is really where it's at. It truly does change brain chemistry. And so when you can put together a facility that is specifically for veterans and active military and not open to the public, they understand each other. They know each other. They respect each other. They honor each other.
Is that the culture you're talking about? Is to create a culture within your facility that's a safe spot for them to be? And I when I think about my own situation, I can see where it would be of great value for my veteran husband to be able to go someplace without me, because I'm always trying to fix it for him.
Right. There are lounges when you come into APC, and
a coffee pot.
And we have people come in and just sit.
And hang out and talk and drink coffee and enjoy each other's company.
Well, and I understand in Helena there's a resident bulldog. Yay!
So veterans are welcome. Some of our staff, they will bring their dogs. We've got a couple of Comfort Care dogs in Billings that are English Cream Golden Retrievers. They've got a Golden Doodle or a Labradoodle Ducky. I don't remember which Ducky is. And we have Gracie's a resident bulldog. But our members can also bring their dogs with them. They have to be on a leash, obviously, but they can bring their dogs with them because that helps that safe environment for them. But you can have members of all ages sit and talking with each other.
Oh yeah, we've had a 75-year-old Vietnam vet, an Iraqi vet, and a current day, member who was an MP, and they just sat and talked for an hour. And drank, coffee, but enjoyed each other and understood each other.
And learned from each other so much.
The respect that goes back and forth across the ages is phenomenal. We have young people come in who are training to go into the military. They are in awe of our older members, the Vietnam veterans. Billings has a 96-year-old World War II veteran.
Yes.
Yay!
Best guy ever. He comes every day, 6 days a week, works out, and he drives there by himself.
And well.
Good.
So these young people.
Which seriously shows you he comes every day, he's feeding body and brain. So that allows him to do those things longer.
Yeah, you just said it. And that's my motto is work your body, work your mind. And it just goes hand in hand.
So across those ages, you get the older people. The young people are in awe of the older ones, and they love talking to them. The younger ones, or the older ones, they look at these young people, they have hope. They have hope because they know that there's still young people who are willing to go fight for their country. And they are just enamored with the younger ones. So watching that go back and forth is the coolest thing to watch. But you mentioned the safe space. One of the most common things that we hear at APC when people come in and take a tour, we're talking people who haven't been out of their house sometimes in a long time. They come in, we get to watch the life come back into their eyes because one of the first comments that we hear, I joined because I felt like I was home. And you can't script that. You can't make that happen. That happens on its own by the feeling they get when they walk in the door.
Well, and there's many things to the military culture that some of us would like to see changed, but that is beautiful. That is truly a beautiful. There's a family core connection that happens that is like no other family connection, and it doesn't take the place of anything. It just adds to your life. Well, this is I can't wait to ask you some more questions, folks. This is the greatest program. I really want you to learn all you can about it, so come on back.
was outside working on some equipment, nothing too strenuous. I started sweating and feeling out of breath.
When he felt pressure in his chest and aching in his arms, I knew we had to call 911.
First responders were there before we knew it. 38 minutes later, the doctors had restored the blood flow to my heart.
Now we know dialing 911 saved his life.
Your life is on the line.
This message sponsored by Mission Lifeline Montana.
I take care of my wife at home. When I found out training was available, I said, sign me up. It's made a huge difference.
When my husband was injured at work, it was life-altering. The class has taught me that it's okay to grieve, to ask for help, and to better cope as a caregiver.
My dad lives 4 hours away, and the Powerful Tools class has taught me that it's okay to ask for help. I highly recommend them.
To find out about this course for caregivers, go to powerfultoolsforcaregivers.org.
It's amazing the difference a little training can make.
Out here, we love our animals, from the wildlife to the livestock. Inside, it's the same. They're just like family. We keep them happy and healthy, most of the time. Secondhand smoke puts pets at risk for cancer, feline lymphoma, vomiting, increases the risk of tumors and lung cancer, even causes eye and skin disease. Secondhand smoke puts your pet's life at risk.
Did you just text me?
I didn't want to disturb you if you were sleeping.
Sleeping? I'm sitting right next to you, silly.
There you are. Hey, I found a couple of Medicare helping programs online that I think we ought to look into.
It says if we qualify, we can get help paying for our prescription drugs. Oh, and there's a program that can help pay our Part B premium.
To learn more about extra help and Medicare savings programs, call your local SHIP counselor today.
Maybe I better text him.
Hi folks, welcome back to Aging Horizons. We're here with Mitch and Karen from the Adaptive Performance Center. We have one in Helena now, but we also have one in Billings. Karen, tell us about how that all sort of came together, because you do have hope that you can spread out throughout the state, but you got to start somewhere. So tell us how Billings started, etc.
Billings came from a desire to have a place for veterans to go because big public gyms were way too loud, and people, they're not respectful in a big gym. They drop weights, they yell, they're loud, they can be really obnoxious. And we had met a veteran who worked out at another gym where we were at who would just work with his back against the wall. And so we did. Mitch and I came up with this idea to have a place specifically for them. And Billings opened in March of 2020, 2 weeks before COVID hit.
Oh no!
So that was a little bit of a challenge. We were fortunate enough that we're recognized by the city as a rehabilitation facility, so we were deemed essential. We got to remain open.
Oh, lovely. That's great.
But we went pretty quiet because we didn't want to be the gym that got to stay open. And so we got 46 members in 11 days. So if you ever wondered if it was a place that was going to happen or not, we were well on our way to get 100 members in the first month. But it has absolutely exploded. And so Billings currently has served over 700. We're probably close to 750.
Oh, that's huge.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's phenomenal.
Yeah.
It's phenomenal. Helena has opened February 1st, and we're at about 245.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's phenomenal as well.
Right.
It is.
Right.
Yeah. And you know what, you guys, you're going to just laugh, but you can use this as your... I was talking to my hairdresser the other day, and she goes, yes, I've heard all about the one in Helena. And she has a husband who's a veteran, and she said, you're like the fourth person who's told me he should go there. So,
that's awesome.
Yes, the word of mouth is
huge.
Yes.
It's huge. And we had kind of a funny story happen. We have a brand new member in Billings who literally, he lived in North Carolina, really struggling with his life, knew he needed to make a change, was talking to some friends in North Carolina and some friends in Texas. They go, you got to go to Montana. There's a place called Adaptive Performance Center in Montana. They can help you. And he packed up and came to Billings, Montana.
I mean... For one thing, Montana is one great big small town.
Phenomenal.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it really is.
It is.
And I think that I don't know how that happens, but he was in the right place at the right time with the right person.
But it's crazy to think that a person from North Carolina just packed up and moved to Billings, Montana for us.
Yeah.
Part of our program that we have, it's so much more than just the physical fitness.
See, because I wanted to mention some, or to respond to Mitch and say, but clearly it's more.
Yes.
It is.
We have peer mentors, we have veteran liaisons.
Yeah.
And the veteran liaisons, the things that they do are mind-blowing.
It's amazing. I mean, they go out, and if a vet comes in and says, I need to try to get my percentage up a little bit. Okay. And they will fight the VA and whatever they need to get that vet's numbers up.
Yeah. To get that disability rating higher.
Disability.
We just this is a phenomenal story. We have a Vietnam veteran, and to say that he has been in a deep, deep, dark place for a long time. Yeah. He has never filed for disability, never had registered with the VA. Over the course of the last several months, not only he was on the verge of being homeless at 70 plus years old with his wife. Not only were they able to get his paperwork filed with the VA, but 2-3 months ago we had a very serious situation with him with an attempt to take his life. Oh. And in the cold of this winter, he lives in an RV. He and his wife live in an RV. Yeah. And frozen pipes. It was a horrible winter this year. He had a very bad situation, and he was just like, I've battled this my whole life. I can't do this anymore. And so he went from, on a Monday, literally, to having a day saying, I literally can't do this anymore. I'm done, I'm done, I'm done. To 2 days later, he got the letter in the mail. He got 100% disability.
And they're set now.
They are set in the next 90 days, watching they get to get out of their RV. They get to go have a real place to live.
Yep.
That's
and
those
not
are
worry
the
about
things.
food and that, you know.
APC, we help with housing, we help with disability ratings, we help with socialization, we help with food, if they need something. The guy who moved from North Carolina had a list of things that he needed. We put the list on Facebook, and in 54 minutes, the whole entire list was satisfied.
That's awesome.
And that's Montana.
Yeah.
It is. That really is. People here.
Yeah,
we are here to reduce the factors that lead to veteran suicide, and we can do that at our facility.
And you know, I think what's even more important than that is that we can it takes a village.
Yes.
I mean, that's a cliche, but it takes a village. It really because does. You really need everybody handing up.
Yes.
And not handing out, and making sure that if they think something isn't right, so what if it's a stigma? Say something.
Say it.
Right.
Yeah.
Can I take your guns for today?
Yes.
Or something like that.
Definitely.
Because we really need to get that mindset going on. Yeah. Folks, again, I'm back to the stigma. We got to get rid of that stigma, and we got to support our veterans. Come on back.
Every 65 seconds, someone is affected with Alzheimer's or other dementias. Many become isolated at a time when help is most needed. If you or someone you love is affected, help is available, both for people with memory loss and their caregivers. Memory loss can feel frightening, but you are not alone. Call the free 24/7 Alzheimer's Association helpline, 800-272-3900, for guidance and support.
Elder abuse is a growing problem, and it's happening right here in our Montana communities. At least 1 in 10 older adults are victims of physical or emotional abuse, financial exploitation, or neglect. To get help or report elder abuse, call your local area agency on aging or Adult Protective Services at 1-844-277-9300.
Today, class, we'll be discussing the term ombudsman, a word we borrowed from the Swedes and never gave back. Say you're a resident or you have a loved one in long-term care. Now, what do you do if you're not happy with the care and services you receive? You call your long-term care ombudsman, of course. Your ombudsman is available to support you and your rights. An advocate on your behalf could be the ticket. This is your home. If you have questions, the numbers right there below me have all the answers. Class dismissed.
I was angry and upset when the doctor told me I have diabetes. I just didn't want to deal with it, the needles and the diet restrictions. But after I started to learn about it, those feelings changed. I was at risk for a heart attack caused by high blood sugar. That got my attention. I started watching my diet and making sure I got enough exercise every day. I want to be around for my grandkids, and now that I know what to do, it seems like a small price to pay.
Ask your doctor about diabetes education or visit montana211.org.
Hi folks, and welcome back to Aging Horizons. We're here with a couple of friends from the Adaptive Performance Center. Mitch, can you please tell us some of the, I guess just some of the processes that happen at the gym with, like you had mentioned that there's extra padding on just about everything. Why?
Okay, a vet doesn't like loud noises.
Right.
They're very, sensitive to those things. So all our weights are padded so they don't clank. The machines, work nice and smooth. They don't do a lot of crashing and banging.
Mm-hmm.
So that helps a vet, with not a lot of loud noises.
So what if you come in as a vet and you're a few months out maybe from a knee replacement or a hip replacement or something. Is this a place where they should be?
Yes, very much. Because I just had 2 knee replacements myself.
Owie!
No, it's good. It's a good thing. But I can work on the machines, and it helps. It takes the stress away, working above and below the joint and everything. And that really helps a vet a lot.
Well, and I also want to say that you had, I was so fortunate to have a tour of your facility, and you had mentioned to me, Mitch, that you were there in great part to help people who maybe had trouble getting on a machine or because of physical frailty, and that you would help that person. Because I know that y'all told me, I cannot even remember the stats, but you have a very healthy group of older vets.
We do. We've had single amputees, double amputees, all working on these machines. Single amputee leg pressed, one leg, mind you, 380 pounds, 12 times.
He's 70 years old.
70 years old, too. We had a 70-plus-year-old double amputee vet. He told his wife, I don't want to walk at PT. I want to walk at Adaptive Performance Center. He got there with his prosthetics. He walked for the first time in 3 years in our place. There wasn't a dry eye in the place.
Well, and I was about to say, because he's surrounded by his culture.
Yes. Yep, exactly.
The family culture. And, it has. I long ago stopped being offended that I wasn't part of that, because I'm part of a different family with my veteran husband. But the way they feel about each other is very, very important.
Very important. And it's their family. They were there. They were in the sandbox over there, 24/7. They don't see us 24/7. They had their friends there 24/7 around them.
Yeah. And how about some details? Because what I love is the price.
The price, $19.95 a month. No one is turned away. Yeah. We don't care. If you can't afford it, just get your butt in here. We'll find the way. We work with that.
Yeah.
And it includes everything.
Everything.
There's no fee for personal training. There's no fee for the veteran advocate, for peer mentor, occupational therapy. We have massage, yoga, acupuncture. Nothing more ever. And the only reason we charge the $19.95 is because some people said they wouldn't feel comfortable if they didn't pay something.
Yeah. I
And
mean,
so we
and
went-
I see that. You know, and I can see that, and we hear that about meals a lot.
Right.
They don't want a free meal; they want to pay something.
Yeah.
And that's human nature. I don't blame them.
Exactly. And but our community is so awesome. There's guys that will come in off the street, hand us their credit card and say, I'll pay for a vet a month.
You know
Just
what?
bill my credit
I
card.
was about to ask you that. Is it possible to do things like that?
Yeah. Yes.
All
the time.
Also, do you need volunteers, or do you need what do you need from the community besides our veterans?
We accept volunteers.
Yes.
They want to come in and do work the desk, or just whatever. We'll accept the volunteers. We have a radio station in town that pays your memberships for vets.
Yep. And all of those donations go towards the programming for the veteran. The reason that we can provide all of those services that I rattled off is because both of these communities are so supportive. And so if people ever wonder what that cost is going for, it pays for that programming so we can provide those services for them. And we have made sure that we have state-of-the-art equipment so that we can keep them safe, get them stronger.
And that's what, that was one of the things that was so impressive to me about your facility, is that I'd never seen equipment like that before in a regular gym.
Right.
It just looks safe.
It does.
It does. And so I think about our older vets, and they need to be able to do these things safely.
Right.
Yes.
We call it 21st century equipment. It's not special adaptive equipment. It's 21st century, where the body is in proper alignment. We can strengthen above and below joints with less torque on the joint to help anybody with any issues get stronger.
Well, I have enjoyed this so much, and I hope that you guys... we don't have time to talk about the fireworks, but there's fireworks in July, right?
Yes.
There is.
Please think of your veterans.
Think of your vets, please.
Please understand how hard this is for them. Take them out away from town. If you have a veteran in your neighborhood, I am begging you, please don't do it in your neighborhood, in the city limits, please.
Yeah, it's because it's not just animals that get
No,
triggered.
it's not.
It's our veterans.
It's our vets.
Yeah. Well, it's just been a fun conversation.
Thank you, Kimmy.
So glad to have
Kimmy.
you here. Karen, Mitch, thanks so much for all you're doing for our community.
Thank you very much.
And for our veterans. And
Thank you.
Folks, reach out. Find a veteran and get him over to the Adaptive Performance Center. For Aging Horizons, I'm Kimmy Everman.
Special thanks to the Department of Public Health and Human Services for their continued support. Hosts on Aging Horizons are program specialists at the Montana Office on Aging. Production facilities provided by Video Express Productions. For more information about Aging Horizons, call the Department of Public Health and Human Services toll-free at 800-332-2272.